Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer and today I'm gamesplaining Architects of the West Kingdom. So it's been a year since I did my original reviews of Architects of the West Kingdom. What do I think of it? Do I still like it? Have I even played it? I'm glad you asked. I have played this once. Now I've played this once just after the video launched, so it's a really long time ago that I actually played this game. It sat around for almost a year without really actually being played or coming off the shelf. Now there seems to be a number of games within this of the West Kingdom kind of idea. There was one that just came out. I've kind of avoided them. I don't even remember why I ended up picking this one up. There's nothing crunchy going on with this game is probably the best way to say it. I've found that there's a couple of interesting elements, I guess is the right way to put it, interesting elements in this game that I've enjoyed, I quite enjoy playing. But I don't know, it seems to lack something. The interesting element that I found is when you put a worker out, because this is worker placement, when you put a worker out, he'll do that one thing. If you put another worker out onto the same spot, he'll do it twice. 3 times, 4 times, depending on how many workers there. And so you can continually, every turn, just be putting workers to build up on one of your resources. And you can continue to do that until someone sends them off to prison. But they don't go necessarily straight to prison. They usually come straight down onto someone's board, and then from their board they'll go to prison. And it's intriguing how that works, because it's possible to keep playing with just a couple of meeples. Like, you've got a lot to start with. But it's possible to keep playing without even really worrying about picking those guys back up, because it's going to cost you to get them back. And there's a crunch on that. But then there's this other track where you're working your way up. If you wish to work your way up, you don't have to do this one. You don't have to do anything. There's so many things going on this board. You don't have to do anything except get to the end, which there's a lot of different ways and different ways to get points. Being really good, being really bad, they're not necessarily the worst thing to do either version of that. There's a cathedral track which will push you up on your goodness level, but also that changes the rate of all this other stuff, or how much it costs you to do other stuff, and it has some different bonuses. And if you push up on that and then do this thing down here, which allows you to take some stuff, then it pulls you down that track. There's a lot of thinking going on with that portion of it. But in essence, the whole game is just a worker placement game, but you're adding more workers and more workers and more workers to get more and more stuff from that one spot, and they'll just stay there. Theoretically, you could actually end up placing all of your guys out onto the board. Usually what's going to happen is that those guys will get sent off to prison, and that's your only way of getting them back. So if you put a whole bunch of workers onto this one resource, you can't touch them, you can't get them back. The only thing they're doing there is gaining you more resource whenever you go to that resource. You can't actually get them back really easily. You kind of have to wait till someone sends them off to prison to pull them all back. There's a crunch on that. There's a definite crunch. Look, I'll leave it there. Have a look at my Gamesplanation from a year ago to see what you think of the game. If you've got any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you wish to be gamesplained, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.